get all of your e.l.f. products to stand up against their new ad, which features Matt Rife, a sexist man who makes jokes about domestic violence.
Hey girl, pricey makeup, you deserve better than that.
The hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. Put her in the kitchen or something.
The world's largest arms manufacturer stocks all went up. And did you know there's a connection to e.l.f.?
e.l.f. Cosmetics became the first major beauty brand to make a Twitch channel. They excluded Black creators and other creators of underrepresented groups.
e.l.f. Cosmetics almost ruined Mean Girls.
It literally goes to right here.
These two products broke me out.
We're exposing the dark side of e.l.f. Cosmetics. After concerning marketing campaigns and billion-dollar deals, it seems like the brand e.l.f. Cosmetics doesn't know what to do with themselves. They tried partnering with Hailey Bieber, and since then, there have been major issues behind the scenes. Another recent commercial featuring Matt Rife has their customers concerned that they don't care about domestic violence. And on top of that, consumers have had major issues with their products destroying their skin. So let's get into it. There's something wrong here because why doesn't e.l.f. Cosmetics follow Hailey Bieber, especially after their $1 billion deal? You guys may remember that Hailey Bieber sold off her prized possession, and no, I'm not talking about Baby Jack Blues, I'm talking about Rhode Cosmetics, to e.l.f. Cosmetics. And in today's video, we are going to be exposing e.l.f. Cosmetics. I know a lot of you guys love the brand, they've got affordable makeup, but with a brand this big, they're going to be problematic. So in this video, we are going through all of their worst moments, and after you watch this, you won't be able to look at e.l.f. the same way. But before we get into their controversies, I do want to talk about this deal they've done with Hailey Bieber, because there's this narrative that she is a billionaire now because of this deal, but that's not true. Right off the bat, a lot of people were confused that e.l.f. purchased Rhode because there's a lot of other brands that are currently for sale, and to purchase them for $1 billion is telling. I also want to make a note that there are 3 co-founders when it comes to Rhode Cosmetics. Yes, one of them is Hailey, so she has to go and split this $800 million that e.l.f. has paid to Rhode between them 3. And then with California taxes, she's not walking away with that much. I mean, it was enough to go and pay off Justin Bieber's debts to Scooter Braun, but a lot of people still question if this brand Rhode was worth $1 billion.
It's like the craziest deal I have ever witnessed. e.l.f. just acquired Hailey Bieber's Rhode for $1 billion. Never before have I seen a brand launch, hit the meteoric success that it's hit in such a short period of time, and sell $1 billion valuation. Rhode launched June 15th, 2022, which means that the brand is nearly 3 years old and blown away. If you had told me that Rhode would be the first brand of all the brands on the docket for sale right now, I would have told you you're out of your mind, batshit crazy. One Size is up for sale. Makeup by Mario is up for sale. Glow Recipe is up for sale. All these brands have been in the game so much longer. Let's talk about her launches. Skincare, nothing crazy, no major actives. A lip liner that the whole world erupted about hating because it didn't last. A pocket blush that was not shade inclusive that then became shade inclusive. My mind is blown. For e.l.f. They're building themselves up to be a super strategic. This, to me, was very strategically placed, specifically because they're about to go into retail, and it is so insanely hard to be a brand selling in Sephora. You need crazy money. They needed money and they needed a backing, and they got it.
So out of all the brands out there, why did Hailey Bieber's get picked? I mean, she must have manifested that. She must have said a prayer because they needed that money. And you would think that e.l.f. Cosmetics would be all about Rhode and Hailey Bieber because they spent so much money to acquire this name, but they still don't even follow Rhode on Instagram. They don't follow Hailey Bieber, as we mentioned, but they follow a bunch of other people. You guys are probably like, wait, Sloan, well, maybe they don't follow many people. They do. So to me, it's very telling, especially because we all pay attention to social media, that they're not following Hailey. You could see that e.l.f. Cosmetics follows Alicia Keys and her brand. Some person pointed out that they follow both Chipotle and Dunkin' Donuts, but not Hailey. Maybe the person who runs the social media doesn't like her, or maybe it's a bigger message that the brand isn't really happy. This person adds, it almost makes me think that they're having issues with the deal, similar to the problems the brand Kylie had when they sold to Coty. I know you guys remember that deal when Kylie sold off part of her brand to Coty and became the world's first self-made billionaire. I'll never trust Forbes after that because they had to do a full investigation into the documents they received. They claimed that they weren't real, and Forbes went and threw that title onto Kylie without doing their due diligence. One person says that e.l.f. Cosmetics stock have been down year to date. I don't think that this Rhode deal will revive their stock. Interesting that they haven't talked much more about the deal or the sale either. Definitely something's not going well there. For a brand which marketing is usually done on Instagram, That says a lot. I love how they follow Chipotle, but not the brand that they did a $1 billion deal with. You guys ever have those moments where you want to escape reality for a couple minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 3? I've been diving into scatter slots, and I swear it feels like a fantasy movie where every spin feels like a plot twist. You'll meet mysterious characters and jackpots that make it feel like you may have just robbed a dragon's treasure hoard. My favorite part of the game is the journey mode. This is where you will actually be moving through the different magical worlds. In journey mode, I get to go and unlock new machines and complete those missions. Plus, within the game, there are free spins, mega wins, and a hefty jackpot. And you can look out for daily bonuses as well. What I love about this is that you can play online or offline. So if your Wi-Fi isn't great, if you're in a flight, that's okay. You guys have the opportunity to join clans, battle bosses, and of course, climb those tournament leaderboards so you feel like a true slot champion. If you guys are ready to add a little bit of magic and a lot of wins to your day, if you guys want to score a 12 million coin welcome bonus, then download Scatter Slots today using the QR code on the screen. You guys won't want to miss this offer, so scan the QR code on the screen or follow my link in the description below. Thank you, Scatter Slots, and I'll see you guys there. And I don't know what's going on with the marketing team at e.l.f. Cosmetics, but I can see them going downhill. Because why are you guys including Matt Rife, a comedian who has joked about domestic violence before, in your ad for cosmetics that are typically sold to a female audience? To me, the math is not mathing, because I know Matt Rife has his plastic surgeries and things like that, but he is not a woman. He does not know what it's like to be a woman, and he makes jokes about women getting hit and where their place is within society. I don't even think we need to go and remind you guys of the jokes. But if you guys don't remember, in 2023, he did a Netflix special where he made sexist and disrespectful jokes. He was joined with drag queen Heidi in the closet, and they were speaking about e.l.f. Cosmetics and how affordable it is. Honestly, I thought Matt Rife was like probably homophobic, so interesting to see him in an ad with a drag queen. Also, it's always the ones who have the most lip filler who end up being homophobic. Let's take a look at this campaign together.
Hey girl, has overpriced beauty hurt your wallet?
Elf that.
You cannot tell me that he has not had work done.
Alfino and Schmarns have gone to Elf Court for millions of clients, helping them to access beauty products they deserve at prices that won't injure their livelihoods.
Just ask the elfin people.
I know a thing or two about red flags, and pricey makeup, you deserve better than that.
You may be entitled to benefits.
Let's get you those eyes, lips, funds.
Find out what your case and face are really worth.
Call us at 1-855 Cold Hard Lash.
Honestly, not a great look for Heidi in the closet to be paired with this man. Not a great look for e.l.f. Cosmetics.
Call 1-855-653-732-274.
Call me.
No. Blech. One person writes, you didn't have the budget for a comedian who doesn't joke about abuse out of all the people in the world. I truly can't believe that not one person at e.l.f. did not say, we should not partner with a man who makes jokes about domestic violence. I mean, in my opinion, it almost seems like they're trying to pull off their own Sydney Sweeney. e.l.f. Cosmetics did issue an apology saying, you know us, we're always listening and we've heard you. This campaign aimed to humorously spotlight beauty injustice. We understand we missed the mark with the people we care about in our e.l.f. community. Joking that the Alfino and Scarman's law firm that this campaign was parroting has now closed. And I'm sure e.l.f. Cosmetics is sweating after that apology because they know they crossed a line. I just don't think women want to purchase cosmetics from a man who jokes about domestic violence, especially like purchasing makeup from a guy who jokes about giving a woman a black eye. What, so you can go and use your e.l.f. Cosmetics to go and cover up the abuse?
I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who like seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. A full black eye. It wasn't like, what happened? It was pretty obvious.
And not the hostess at a restaurant too. Like, he's really describing a terrible situation.
Here's what happened. And we couldn't get over the fact that we're like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is what you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody
Of course, his friends would be saying that too. Yeah, your friend said that.
has to see her face, you know? And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye. So, testing the water, seeing if y'all are gonna be fun or not. Just wanted to see.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants this kind of fun. Now, don't worry, guys. Matt did try to walk back this joke and apologize by sharing an apology joke to his Instagram story, which included a link to a website selling helmets for people who have special needs. So for those who were offended, you guys can go and get a special needs helmet to protect yourself. Before we move on to more of e.l.f. Cosmetics' disturbing controversies, I do want to state that I think Matt Rife has definitely had plastic surgery, right? He's gotten so sensitive about it on Instagram that when anyone calls out his jaw work, he gets defensive. Like in this comment, he said, "Lying about medical history is illegal, just FYI." But I mean, looking at these pictures, he definitely went to the doctor and got the LA10 treatment. I think the problem is that he's not an LA10 right now, but he's got enough filler for it. One person said that the surgeon on Instagram was clearly joking and didn't even name him. For him to go and comment that, he's such a little whiny baby.
You guys know this video? So this is a Chicago facial plastic surgeon who is calling out Matt Rife, or that's at least what a lot of people on the internet are saying. This surgeon made a video saying he created one of the best jawlines of all time, and then their patient got canceled after. In my opinion, it's not clear if he is talking specifically about Matt Rife. He certainly doesn't identify him by name. Matt Rife didn't really help himself by going to the comments and saying it's illegal to leak medical information. And he's 100% right about that. I think that, as a plastic surgeon, we're bound, just like Matt Rife said, to never break confidentiality and share medical information. In my opinion, it's difficult to know if that's really done here. The surgeon is not identifying him by name, but he's definitely getting a lot of attention for himself.
Now I want to get into more of the manufacturing controversies behind e.l.f. Cosmetics. Because did you guys know that e.l.f. Cosmetics and North Korea are like this? It looks like e.l.f. is paying the price after importing 156 shipments of false eyelash kits that contained illegal materials from North Korea. Now the US government does not like North Korea, so we don't do any trade deals with them. But it looks like China was doing this deal with North Korea and e.l.f. Cosmetics was involved. So essentially there were materials from North Korea that were getting into the US. Part of the reason why we don't do trade with North Korea is because you can't fully trust them. They want us all dead and they wanted to blow up our country. So do you think they're going to put safe things in products they know are coming to the US? And I'm not saying that people of North Korea are bad, but the regime there, we all know about that. Now, another interesting label on e.l.f. Cosmetics products is that they are cruelty-free. Yet cruelty-free products that are sold in China typically have to be tested on animals. It's part of the laws there. I know we have opposite laws where we don't want animals tested, but in China it's different. There have been different claims that they are not cruelty-free because they are doing tests in China that are not up to American regulations. It also looks like there were reports at one point that the government was collecting a whole lot of dog fur annually for them to go and create clothing, brushes, and false eyelashes. e.l.f. Cosmetics then changed their stance in 2016 that they are using synthetic fibers. It looks like reports back then were kind of getting murky, that they may have been using dog fur at some point to make their brushes. And it really all starts at the top because e.l.f. Cosmetics is there to go and make money. You guys might have your favorite products there. You might love it. It might be part of your daily routine. But at the end of the day, the brand does not care about your well-being. They care about bringing in a profit, which is why they've got really sketchy investors, because they know they're going to go and do shady things to achieve this goal of this really incredibly cheap product and selling it for like 3 times what it's actually worth. Like if you guys were to go and buy one of their mascaras for $10, it probably cost them about 50 cents to make.
Did you know on October 7th, the world's largest arms manufacturer stocks all went up? And did you know there's a connection to e.l.f.? e.l.f.'s top investors are BlackRock and Vanguard. But what do these companies do? Are the top investors of pretty much everything in the world, from banks to pharmaceutical companies to media outlets. And more importantly, are they heavily involved in the arms industry, investing in dozens of companies that help fund the IOF. These companies include Boeing, RTX, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, and Lockheed Martin. Using Lockheed Martin as an example, they alone generated $4 billion in a collaboration with the blue and white state, supplying them with things like F-35 jets, rockets, radars, lasers, and other military equipment. And these military contractors speak candidly about how this war is good for business. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink is one of the richest people in the world, and this might come as a surprise, but likely does not give a damn about makeup. As beauty lovers, the craftsmanship, history, personality, ethics of a brand is important to us. Whether or not its owners try to do good in the world or understand what their products can mean for people is important to us. So if you're a big beauty lover, just know where your money is going.
Now, another controversy that e.l.f. had was when they were trying to get into the Twitch stream universe. They wanted to go and become like streamers and have a platform there and to go and work with creators who were streaming to go and give them products and to push their line even further. But there's a big problem when it comes to marketing at e.l.f. because they continue to miss the mark. The creators they did reach out to Twitch were not diverse, and they weren't even really big streamers or makeup people. They were all just white people, which actually was really easy for fans to notice. notice. They started to tune into this Twitch page and realize there's no representation. And even though Elf tried to apologize for this like 3 weeks too late, there were a lot of people who were upset. Quote, now beauty fans say they're heartbroken watching their favorite companies seemingly choose sales and publicity over allyship. It seems like when Elf was on Twitch, they wanted to do everything but partner with a black creator, which has to leave you asking, who's the people who's running this company and making these decisions? Matt Rife, like no black Twitch streamer.
Let's talk about why people were mad when Elf Cosmetics joined Twitch. Last month, Elf Cosmetics became the first major beauty brand to make a Twitch channel. The brand said getting into streaming would be a more authentic way to connect with their audience, and they made it clear that they were trying to target that demographic that loved beauty and gaming. Before the launch, they tweeted this, asking for beauty influencers who also game. Many people responded, including black creators and men and non-binary people who love makeup. And then their first stream went live, and people immediately noticed that they excluded black creators and other creators of underrepresented groups. They got a ton of backlash on social media considering they asked Twitter for creator nominations and seemingly ignored them. And then last week they issued an apology on Twitter, although a lot of fans think it was a little too late. They say they're committed to inclusion and diversity in future streams, and they've created an email address for specific concerns regarding their Twitch channel.
You guys remember when they tried to reboot Mean Girls, but nobody really enjoyed it? I mean, comment below if you guys liked it. I know it was a musical, but I had never actually seen it. I mean, I've heard good things about Renee Rapp, but it looks like Elf Cosmetics tried to get involved in the hype when it comes to Mean Girls, and they did some like product placements within the film that came off so obvious. I think it's part of the reason why Mean Girls did not do so well, because it was such a sellout. They just wanted to go and make as much money as they could, and Elf Cosmetics wanted to go and capitalize on that. So throughout the film, you'll see moments where it seems like they're using Elf lip oil and things like this, and when you're supposed to be really entrenched in this story, you're being taken away because you see a bright green elf sticker on a product. A lot of people argued that Elf Cosmetics did not even align with Regina George's Queen Bee values, stating that the character from a wealthy family would probably be carrying luxury products, not that Elf Cosmetics. One person said that Regina would never be caught wearing expensive ass outfits and then using elf lip oils. A lot of people said for people who were fans of the original Mean Girls, it was not aligned with the brand or the movie.
Elf Cosmetics almost ruined Mean Girls. Elf was utilized by Regina George, and we all know Regina George is super rich and super bougie, so it's just not in alignment with Elf's brand. Elf is known as an affordable, though good, because I use it, drugstore makeup, and a lot of people just didn't like this. It did not align with the brand, and they were just confused why that particular product was utilized in the movie. Obviously, it was a business move, it was product placement, but it just didn't align with the character.
Now, for all those emo girls out there, the girlies who like to wear black, there was a moment in 2024 where Elf got involved in this corpse painting makeup palette controversy. Elf Cosmetics and Liquid Death partnered a launch of a corpse paint, a new coffin-shaped makeup palette intended to create these drop-dead gorgeous look. Now, the marketing for this was completely off because, again, they didn't send these products to people who it made sense for. None of those emo girlies out there who do wear their makeup like this. One person said, why was it just sent to random girlies, all the beauty influencers? Is corpse paint about beauty influencing? I don't think so. This influencer actually said, no shade to Trisha Paytas, but I think we should have real corpse painted girls involved in this. Now, you guys know we love Trisha Paytas over here on this channel, and she does like to cosplay, and she's done this kind of look before. Here's an example.
Yes, can I get a number 10 spicy? That's it. Thank you so much.
Spicy nuggets. Eating spicy nuggets fresh out of a drive-thru. Truly nothing better.
I cannot get over her eating fast food like that. Like, if I was in the drive-thru, I would have loved if she came through like this. But a critic says that I feel like working makeup artists, we don't get the credit for the work that we do because all the influencers get these products and promotions. I work on Halloween events. I work with black metal bands. I also do this on myself quite often. So I thought that maybe I, this creator, should get a chance to promote this kind of product.
So now that Elf has decided to launch the Liquid Death corpse paint collaboration, I can't help but wonder if it's because I always see people online trying traditional goth and corpse paint just for fun, and I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the death of subcultures. So I watch so much makeup Instagram, and I always see people trying trad goth makeup, and while there are a ton of positive comments, there are also a ton of comments saying, you can't be goth unless you listen to the goth music, and that's where I feel like subcultures are kind of dying. Not in the sense that people aren't a part of those subcultures anymore, it's just that newer generations don't understand what makes them a subculture and not aesthetics. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm so tired of core in general. Like, people will take some random ass words like strawberry girl and add core to it. What does that even mean? See, subcultures are about the lifestyle. Aesthetics are about aesthetics, the look. From my understanding, a lot of these fashion subcultures stem from an anti-capitalist, anti-consumerist standpoint, so it's really weird to see people buy goth clothes from Shein when the whole point of the subculture goes against using child labor and fast fashion.
Now, in 2025, there was a class action lawsuit filed against e.l.f. Cosmetics for slack fill. It's whenever you buy a product and it seems like there's way more in it than actually. I mean, you can go and read the ounces on the bottle. They can't lie about those things. But at the same time, have you guys ever bought like a product and you open it up and you see there's like multiple like chambers of like cardboard to hold the product where it should be, even though the box is much bigger? Well, e.l.f. Cosmetics would go and spend more on their packaging than their product. A California resident, Geneva Gonzalez, actually filed a class action lawsuit after she purchased their exfoliant and lip stain. Geneva claims that she was misled by the size of the packaging, which also suggested that the products contained more than they actually did. I mean, if you could tell that they're lying about the fluid ounces, then you could really get them. That's how you get rich, Geneva. The exfoliant product is allegedly housed in a container that makes it appear more substantial than it actually is. The lawsuit says that these deceptive packaging practices not only harms consumers, but gives e.l.f. an unfair advantage to competitors. It looks like Geneva's lawsuit is intended to represent any Californians who purchased e.l.f. products containing non-functional slack fill. So if you guys are over here in California, then you may want to go hit up Geneva.
Okay, but this is actually kind of insane. This is the bottle of this face primer. It's by e.l.f. Obviously, you can see it. It's empty, so I was like, oh, let me take off the lid and get the remaining product out of there. Okay, this is how long this is. This is how long the bottle looks. Bruh. Like, I don't know if you can see in there, but it literally goes to like right here.
Now, another big problem that e.l.f. Cosmetics has run into, and actually part of their success story, is the fact that they create these dupes very often, where they go and find a popular product from another line, usually more expensive, and try to replicate it much cheaper. This person says, I think e.l.f. built an identity and overall good impression in the beauty community before they started duping, and that's shielded them. Because a lot of people don't like when dupes are created, because you're pretty much robbing another company. And I don't know how e.l.f. gets away from this, because it seems like they're stealing practices from other companies, but it seems like it's working. Here's an example of a TikToker who claims that these products are pretty much identical.
e.l.f. is in their dupe era. e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer on the right, Tatcha the Liquid Self Canvas on the left. These literally feel the same. e.l.f. Powder Grip Primer on the right, Milk Hydro Grip on the left. These even smell the same. The e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Shades are a little off, but we'll make it work. For the brows, we have the e.l.f. Brow Lift versus the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I compared these in a previous video, and I saw no difference in longevity. For foundation, we have the e.l.f. CC Cream. I feel like this foundation is what started e.l.f.'s dupe era, because it's actually a dupe for the IT Cosmetics CC Cream.
Now, as we're digging through Reddit, we found more people who had issues with e.l.f. actually giving them breakouts, having their skin dry out, really bad reactions, which I think, I mean, it's created in China, it's made very cheap. We don't even know where the products are really coming from, so it kind of makes sense to me. They say that so many other products contain cheap silicones, and they can be really bad if you're prone to acne. Those ingredients act like a barrier, so if any bacteria is on your skin, it gets trapped under that barrier, ew, and then you got a big pimple. I had like a pimple here. I don't know if you guys can see it anymore. It's gone. Thank God. One person says, their products don't do anything for me. I feel like their primers don't work, and they were 90% bottle. Kind of sounds like that other girl who had that bottle of that product. I can't believe it went. I don't know if the pump just went up and that's why it became smaller, but it's not right. Here's another creator who claims that after she started using e.l.f. Cosmetics, her skin got way worse.
I had not been able to figure out what was going on with my skin, and these two products broke me out. It was also kind of a toxic cycle because these two products work very well in covering up blemishes and acne. Know that these were the products that were giving me acne. I actually made a video on here about the best concealer for hormonal acne, and it got a good amount of views, and a lot of people were commenting that in the concealer formula there's an ingredient that has endocrine disruptors, which causes acne. So this is just your PSA that these products may be breaking you out, and I would recommend switching.
Don't forget to download scatter slots using my QR code on the screen or follow the link in the description. You guys are going to want to get that 12 million coin welcome bonus. Thank me later. So that is it for e.l.f. Cosmetics. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I want to hear what you really think. If you have some die-hard products that you really love, comment them below. But what do you guys think of like the recent Matt Rife thing? What do you think of the Hailey Bieber deal? I feel like there's something sketchy going on behind the scenes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.